Hello, thanks for joining us for Our Daily Bread. Your host is Les Lamborn.
When you know God's grace, you'll want to show God's grace. Julie Link writes, "Last week I had several opportunities to show grace. Well, I wasn't perfect, but I was pleased with the way I handled one situation in particular. Instead of getting angry, I said, 'I understand how that could have happened. I certainly have made my share of mistakes,' and I left it at that. Well, according to my own grading scale, I deserved a high score. Not perfect, but close. Lurking in the back of my mind, and I hate to admit it, was the thought that maybe by being gracious I could expect to be treated that way at some future date. The following Sunday morning our congregation was singing Amazing Grace, and suddenly the audacity of my attitude came through to me in the words, 'Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.' What in the world was I thinking? The grace we show to others is not our own. The only reason we can give grace to anyone is because God has already given it to us. We can pass along only that which we have received from Him. Good stewards look for opportunities to pass along to others what we've received from the Lord. And may all of us be good stewards of the manifold grace of God." In 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 1 through 11, Paul reviews the message that he preached about Christ. And I'll read from 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 1 through 11. "Moreover, brethren, I declare to you the gospel which I preached to you, which also you received, and in which you stand, by which also you are saved, if you hold fast that word which I preached to you, unless you believed in vain. For I delivered to you first of all that which I also received, that Christ died for our sins according to the Scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the Scriptures, and that he was seen by Cephas, then by the 12, and after that he was seen by over 500 brethren at once, of whom the greater part remain to the present, but some have fallen asleep. After that he was seen by James, then by all the apostles. Then last of all he was seen by me also, as by one born out of due time. For I am the least of the apostles, who am not worthy to be called an apostle, because I persecuted the church of God. But by the grace of God I am what I am, and his grace toward me was not in vain. But I labored more abundantly than they all, yet not I, but the grace of God which was with me. Therefore, whether it was I or they, so we preach, and so you believed." And as you think about today's meditation, remember, when you know God's grace, you'll want to show God's grace. My name is Les Lamborn. We hope that what you've heard today has been helpful. To receive an introductory edition of Our Daily Bread, contact us via email at getodb@rbc.org. That's getodb@rbc.org. Or you can go online to rbc.org, that's rbc.org, and read today's article again or listen to the audio again. Our Daily Bread is furnished by RBC Ministries.